Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for Shape the World. We have a very special guest with us, Mehmet Ihsan Kalkan. Welcome, Mehmet Bey. If you can maybe wave and say hello.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much.
All right. First order of business, Ramadan Kareem. To those who are observing Ramadan, thank you for sharing your precious energy with us during this delicate time. Um, if if um, if you're new to the format, I hope you know that Shape the World is a format where the audience does more than watch. The audience participates. So please get ready, flex your mental muscles. We need your questions. If we don't have any questions, we have a very dull conversation. So please flex your muscles. You will also know that we come to the audience very early in Shape the World. So for those of you who are new, please follow the lead of the veterans. We need your questions. If you want to ask a question, please use the Q&A button in the middle of the screen. Then we can see your question. But we also love shout outs. So if you have something you want to say, put it in the chat. Like, for example, we love to know where you're dialing in from. So Mayshri, can you tell us what city in South Africa? I think I remember you in South Africa. What city are you connecting from? Johannesburg. Awesome. Thank you. So Mayshri is one of the veterans. She knows how it works. Everybody else, please use the chat for comments and shout outs and Q&A for the questions. Mehmet Bey, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Yemi, how are you?
I'm good. Hoş geldiniz to our Turkish brothers and sisters, and welcome to everybody else who's coming. I think I say naber.
Naber. Merhaba.
Nasılsınız?
Nasılsınız? İyiyim, çok teşekkür. Sizler nasılsınız?
Ben de iyiyim.
You know more than me Turkish. Congratulations.
All right, welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you here today. And I'd like to give the audience, we're coming to you in a split second, but I want to give the audience some time to get your questions ready. Use the Q&A button. First of all, Mehmet Bey, if you would please tell us, you're doing something special. You're taking someone to court for this COVID-19 pandemic. So I want you to help us kick this off by just telling us what exactly you are doing. What exactly you're doing. Just tell us exactly what you're. So everybody, are you ready? All right, Mehmet Bey, you got the microphone. What exactly are you doing?
Okay, first of all, thanks so much for this great opportunity. Shape the World. Why I do and why I open this case? Because unfortunately, as you know, we saw that almost 4 million people were diagnosed with disease. Around 4,000 people died. So what should we do in this situation? Where we supposed to congratulate government. Today, we are stuck in our homes. Our freedom is limited, and we are watching the death of thousands of people. Nobody can foresee where this leads to. I do not even want to mention the psychosocial and economical distraction it causes. It is better to do some things than doing nothing. Everything is very clear. As you know, I applied to the Chief Public Prosecutor's Office for the Protection of Peoples, Republic of China, and the relevant officers within the scope of crimes against humanity.
Mehmet Bey, so I think you just explained what you were doing right now, and I want you to please say it again. But everybody, please bear with us, because Mehmet Bey clearly is being super courageous doing this in English. Çok teşekkür ederim for doing this in English. Yeah. But if you can just say, you just said, so who is the case against?
Yes, the case against, now I opened this case, China President Xi Jinping, yes, and the other responsibility people in China.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing. And where did you lodge this case? Which court?
Which court? Actually, the first court I opened our country, the first case, because our country also we have some rules about the international. Some things happen.
So which country is that? Not everybody knows. So which country?
Turkey.
Turkey. All right. So you opened the first case in Turkey.
Yes, the first case I opened in the Turkey. I played to the chief public in the Turkey because that is important for us. We have to open. There is no time for the case because this case maybe after 20 years again we will open this case in the country. There is no time for this. And also I played to the International Criminal Court of Netherlands, La Hague.
Okay, in The Hague, the International Criminal Court. You've also sent a case, or opened a case there.
Yes, the second case I opened because this is international problem. This is not only the one country problem. This is our problem. So for all humanity, that is big problem. Also, there is International Criminal Court for that, against humanity crimes because.
All right, thank you. So everybody, I hope you've heard. By the way, Mehmet Bey, you can see in the chat, Rosalind says, very brave. Mayshri says, bravo, well done. That's true. This is phenomenal courage. But for anyone who's joining or watching this, you filed 2 cases, and in both times, key officials in the People's Republic of China, from the president and any other related officials. You filed a case in Turkey, and you filed a case at the International Criminal Court in The Hague, Netherlands.
Yes.
Okay. In Turkey, can you give us the name of the court? Even if it's in Turkish. Say it in Turkish, just for the record. Which court?
The Turkish, the first, when I played this, the chief public prosecutors.
Okay.
That is because when we start the case, we have to play the chief public prosecutors, and then the process. According to proof, they open the case another court, the high court, because punishment court.
Okay, and I think you said something that in Turkish law there is jurisdiction for certain international issues. Is that correct?
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay.
We have some rules because there is right life rules in the Turkey, not only in the international rules. For that, I opened it first case in the Turkey, the second case in International Criminal Court.
All right, brilliant. Thank you so much. You have stated the case. Everybody, I hope you've heard from Mehmet Bey exactly what he's doing. Now, please, we want the Q&A tab to light up, okay? We need your questions. This is Shape the World. If you don't ask any questions, we're just going to be looking at each other. And Mehmet Bey is actually really good to look at. You're looking very sharp. But we would actually like to speak to him. So please, do you have any questions? Thank you for your comments. The Rosalind has said brave, Mayshri, bravo. And Rosalind is joining from Accra. Thank you, Rosalind. All right, so anybody with questions? I see the questions are coming in. Brilliant. Now, Mayshri, that's a good question. Josue, good to see you. And great question. So let the questions come in. We'll take the questions shortly. While we are waiting for questions and buying you time, people, so please post some questions. Let's get to know Mehmet Bey just a little bit more. So Mehmet Bey, I want to ask you another question, this time a personal question. Can you just tell us a little bit about who you are? So where were you born? Like what city? Where do you live now? What's your profession?
Okay.
Just a little bit, not too much, but just something so we know who we're looking at.
Okay. My name is Mehmet Ihsan Kalkan. I am from South Turkey, the oldest historical place, Mesopotamia area. Name of the city, Silopi, the Nuh's Ark. As you know, Russell Crowe played this cinema film also, international film. I am from part. So I was graduated 98 from law faculty. I am a lawyer.
So you're a lawyer?
Yes. Okay. Also, I was worked for 4 years in International Organization for Migration.
Okay.
United Nations part. I founded the Association for the Disabled people.
Oh, wow.
We for many voluntary projects about that. And I am ASEAN African Chamber of Commercial Industry member, and also international leadership coach. And I have many certificates about European Union and United Nations part for refugees voluntary work.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. So you're a lawyer. Where do you live now?
Lawyer.
No, where do you live now?
Istanbul.
Istanbul. All right, everybody. So he's in Istanbul. But you were born, I didn't get the name of the city.
Silopi.
Silopi. Okay.
Yes, Silopi, the Nuh city. That is very famous, Nuh. You know, Russell Crowe cinema film he played.
What, the Gladiator?
Yes. No, Nuh. Nuh. That is international. Yes, Nuh.
Okay.
I think, you can check after the
All right,
program.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I'm sure someone in the audience knows it. All right, fantastic. So thank you. All right, everybody, that was a teaser. Towards the end of the conversation, as you know, we will take personal questions. So if you have any personal questions, nice personal questions for Mehmet Bey, we will answer them. Oh, thank you, Mayshri. It's the Noah Ark movie. All right, thank you, Mayshri. So we will do personal questions in a bit, but at least we know Mehmet Bey a little bit now. Let's shift back to the substance of today's conversation. And we're going to lead with the question. So Mayshri, you get the first question. Mayshri would like to know, why are you doing this? These cases that you've taken to court for the COVID-19 pandemic, and you've taken China, the leadership of China and people involved, Mayshri has a simple word. Why?
Because, you know, everybody, they speak about the after pandemic will change the world situation, some things. Yes, it's true, will change, but how will change? Who will change this world? And we cannot wait for that, because this is very important. And today, as you know, 400,000 people, they die already. And so if we don't start anything for humanity, because we don't have now life right, work right, and economical right, all now it is very down. We lost many things at that time. And some people, they have responsibility for that, because in the global world, if you win something from global world, if you damage the global world, you have to pay for that. You cannot say anything. This for humanity, for justice, for everybody, I think, and I do this case, I open it about the China president and another responsibility people also.
All right, powerful. Thank you very much for the frank and sincere answer. And thank you, Mayshri, for the question. There's so many good questions, so please keep them coming. I think the next one I want to take is, what prompted you to do this? What was the moment where you thought, I'm going to do this?
Okay, now, actually, I can present many evidence to prove my case. First of all, as the world press closely monitors, primarily President of the United States, Trump, and President of United Kingdom, Australia, and another country's president stated that the government of China hide the real data about the virus from the world and did not take.
Okay, Mehmet Bey. All right, you're going to get a chance to say that, I promise.
Yes.
But before we go there, and I know you can do this, I've spoken to you in English already, your English is good, so relax. We want to know what moved you to say, I am going to do this. Did you just wake up one day and decide? Did you think about, what was the moment when you thought, I'm going to do this?
Yes, that is nice question. Thanks so much. Why? Because first of all, I am people. We are people. And if some people, they take your right life, what you will do? You will watch, or you have to take action about something. And the second, I am a lawyer. I am a lawyer. I have to think about human rights to people.
Yes.
not only that our business, we cannot think only the our business or something, because we are people. The people now, the global world, we can do many things together.
Yes.
And I want to give the strong message to the world for that, this case, that nobody can in the global world crime many things to people now. As you know, already 400,000 people, they die, and we don't know the future, what will happen also. For that, when I wake up, I decide I have to apply this case. I have to open the mind on the world, the people. I also start alone for that. When I start, I was alone, but now I see the many people, they support me from many different countries also. That is great news for me. I believe it. I start, because we have to change some things, yes, but how we can change some things? If I don't do anything, you don't do anything, and other people don't do anything, only if we watch, we cannot change anything. As you know, as you know, that time, the Greta, she against the global warming also, she was alone. When she started these issues. But then 1,000 people, million people help, and many countries support to Greta also. That is the way. We have to open the way, we have to open the mind. And if we are in the global world, we have to change some rules. Some people, if they have the power, they cannot kill us. They cannot secret the information from everybody.
Yes.
They cannot think only their country. Today, as you know, the virus going all countries, not only 1, 2 countries. Now the virus to all countries, and you cannot make only your country great again. You have to make the world again great. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you. So you said you liked the question. I want to give credit to Rosalind. Great question, Rosalind. Thank you for the question. So if you heard that, we're speaking to, and for those who've joined, the people have joined, Hoş geldin, Adem. Thank you for joining us, Adem. Please, you can post the question using the Q&A button in the middle of the screen. This is Shape the World with Yemi. I'm your host, and we have a very special guest, Mehmet Ihsan Kalkan. He's launched 2 cases against China for the COVID-19 pandemic, and we're in a conversation to explore this. So thank you so much. He's just answered Rosalind's question about what prompted him. So Mehmet Bey, you said you could see that people were affected. You could see the suffering, and you said that you are also a lawyer. So when you see something like this, because you're a lawyer, you think, okay, well, I can start a case. So thank you for that. Now, there's another question that I saw. Sylvia. Welcome, Sylvia. If you want to make sure we catch your questions, use the Q&A button. But I spotted your question in the chat feed. So Mehmet Bey, Sylvia has a question. How are people, and you touched on it, so I want you to speak a little bit about it. How are people reacting to you when they hear you did this? What is the reaction you are getting? And maybe you can distinguish between the first reaction you got and the reaction that you get now. So please tell us, what kind of reactions?
Actually, the reaction was very interesting. First, when I opened the case, my friend, they told me, you are crazy. How you do against China president? I am not against the China people. We are brother with China's people. We don't have a problem from all world with many countries, doesn't matter from which country. But I have a problem why they secret this information from world. They have to protect what people have.
Yes.
Right, right. Yes, they cannot think only themselves. Okay, happened this virus. You have to give the information, the World Health Organization on the time, not after happened some things and you secret some things from world. Yes. As you know, the Henry Jackson report from UK, 44 page, they write very clear about that. The after virus, 5 million people, they go outside the China, 5 million people.
Yeah.
But China, they close the airport for the incoming inside the China. I have a question, why? Why they send these people, 5 million people, to many countries?
Yes. All
And,
right. So thank you. Thank you.
sorry,
I'm listening. Go on.
I received unbelievable support message from many other countries of the world. I am grateful for the support that I received for this action from countries. Thank to you.
All right.
On the world, on the world, the virus incident clearly revealed the importance of cooperation, social rights, and living in harmony by respecting the human rights.
Yes. Absolutely. So thank you, Sylvia. I hope you heard an answer to your question. First, they called him crazy, but now he's getting support. And you can see his conviction is strong. Welcome, Abigail. Thank you for joining us. If you're just joining, you can put in the chat where you're connecting from. Just give us your city. And then if you have a question, we love questions. Use the Q&A button. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Kola. Thank you for joining, Kola and Juliana. Good to see you. All right, let's please post any chats in the chat feed and questions in the Q&A. So, Josue has a question. Are you, and by the way, Mehmet Bey,
Yes.
we have a lot of questions. So, if we're going to take all of them, let's see if we can give quick answers and then we'll get more questions in. Is that okay? All right, awesome. Josue wants to know, are you or the Turkish authorities receiving any feedback from the Chinese officials already or not yet?
If honestly I speak, no, not yet. I didn't receive any official something from our government. Actually, my news in the many newspaper and in television and many places, not only in Turkey, on the world also, I saw it, some news about my case. For that, no, I didn't receive any feedback from government until now.
All right, great stuff. Thank you. Now, Rosalind and Esther, they both have a similar question. I think you've answered it already, but I want to give you a chance to maybe say it again in one sentence. So both of them are asking, what do you hope to achieve through this case? So Rosalind asked that and Esther asked that. What do you hope to achieve? I think you sent some things before, but please tell us again.
Yes. What is the hope? You know what is the hope? If we don't do anything, the better we do something for this world. My hope for this case, I open the mind the people on the world, and we have to protect this world. Not only in the one line with one country, they affect very bad to many countries, the life and business and everything. The world lost many big things. So for that, of course, I open this case for the humanity, for the justice, for the people, all huge words.
Brilliant. You're getting a lot of love in the chat. So Maishri says, I admire your stance. She's also sending you hearts in eyes. And she says the world needs heroes. Thank you, Maishri. Awesome. So you can give any reactions, everybody in the chat. We're checking them out. Thank you. Rosalind wants to know, aren't you scared about your security? Because she says she feels people like what you're doing and they support you. There will also be people who will not like you.
Yeah, you know, the security is an interesting question for that part. The security, I have Allah, you know, the God.
Yes.
Yes, I don't afraid. Yeah, that is the not about the afraid. Today the die coming for every home, everybody. It is waiting like this thing, and you know, as estimated, Mahatma Gandhi said, it is better to be alone and act injustice than the shape to injustice and have people follow you.
That is powerful. I hope you all heard that. Can you say it just one more time?
Okay, Mahatma Gandhi said, it is better to be alone and act injustice than to shape to injustice and have people follow you.
Wow, that is very powerful.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, as today we are talking about the right to life. We once again understood that the most important matter in the world is the right of life. What is the important is to defend to international rights of the people and to hold those people responsible for casing death of 1,000 people. I am in no way afraid of this attitude and my action. I took the right step for humanity. If I die, my case never will not die.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mehmet Bey, for sharing. I hope you got a powerful answer to your question. I think it was Rosalind who asked that. Thank you so much. Please keep the questions coming. You guys are awesome. We've got rich questions. Now, as you can see, Mehmet Bey is super courageous. He's doing this detailed, open interview, taking any question in English, right? So it's not even like he's doing this in his mother tongue. So thank you, Mehmet Bey. So you please understand, sometimes he's going to read because he wants to make sure he communicates what he's really thinking. Now, I think there's something you were sharing with us before, and now you can go there because Josue has a question. He wants to know what, for you, the most valid arguments you have against China. And I think you prepared something that you started reading earlier. So what makes you think your case against China is strong? What is the evidence that they did something wrong?
Okay, as you know, why I opened this case, which the president of the People's Republic of China directly or indirectly caused the worldwide spread of the virus to the international community by not taking the necessary measures timely,
Okay.
which he was supposed to by hiding the real data and allowing people to travel freely. International independent research organizations, state presidents, and scientists clearly stated the same things and still continue to do so. Yeah. They caused the war become a fire bit by not taking enough precautions and not covering their responsibility towards the world and communities against such a dangerous and fatal virus. So the international court was shaped with the Rome Conference and was established on 2002. Yes. I have, you know, the International Criminal Court, they opened for against the humanity crime.
Yes. International Criminal Court, yes, crimes against humanity.
As you know, the China, it is not member of the International
Criminal Court.
But on the time, the Sudan and the Myanmar, also they are not member International Court in the Lahey. For that.
We can just call them the ICC. That's easier for everybody. ICC.
ICC, that is okay. ICC, but as you know, now there is case about the Myanmar and Sudan president. So also, the ICC opened this case about them because why? For against humanity crimes even. So the same things now. If we think this case, why I open it, and as you know, yesterday, World Health Organization Assembly,
yes,
they decide 142 countries, they signature that one, they decide open the case about World Health Organization.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, now they will start independent research group. They will start about this case. We will see what they do, what is the clear information they secret or they don't secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just for everyone to follow, he's mentioning that yesterday, several countries have signed on to an investigation about the WHO's response. You know, what they did or didn't do. So that's about WHO. But the first question Mehmet Bey was answering was Josue's question about what is the case against China. So Mehmet Bey, listening to you, you were saying the Chinese authorities, they didn't do certain things and they didn't communicate certain things. Is that correct? Can you give us an example of some of the things they could have done and some of the things they could have communicated?
Yes. Now, as you know, they arrested some doctors, some journalists, and some writer in China on the time because they explained through some things about this virus. And also on the time, doctor, he explained there is virus, interesting some things, different some things, but they stopped these people on the time. Why? I have a question. Why they stop these people on the time?
All right, and that's one point, solid point. You have another point for us?
Yes.
I think Meshri is saying that they let 5 million people travel. I think you said the 5 million number. So what's that number? Explain.
And the second proof, if there is problem in your country and you have virus and you know that is very dangerous, why you open the way people travel to another countries?
Okay.
The big question, because these 5 million people, I don't know they have virus or they don't have.
Yes.
I have proof for that, but this we see that on the world they take this virus and they share with all the world, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's some things that we shouldn't be sharing, right?
Yes, and this is big problem also. And
okay,
the third one I can say you the World Health Organization. Why there is World Health Organization? Or they give the clear information on the time all the world.
Yes.
Because problem. This is life problem. This is not joking. They have to take serious and they have to share on the time with all the huge world.
So you're saying China should have shared the correct information with the World Health Organization? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Anything else you want to state as part of the case?
Yes, of course. Now in Turkey, too much people they support for this case. They want to give the signature for that case also. And the International Criminal Court also the same, because you know the people, they lost their life, they lost their psycho mind also. That is also coming big problem on the world. There is psychological problem happen with people, because people they cannot go outside easy, they cannot chat easy together, they cannot and some people they don't have food, they don't have money. Why is the International Labour Organization? Why they don't explain anything about these issues? The International Labour Organization, for why 93 years they are working about the labor people. But question, where is these people? Where is this organization?
All right.
Yes.
I didn't hear the last thing you said. You said where, which people?
Yes, what is the International Labour Organization?
Okay.
What they do, why they don't have these worker people? They lost the business, they don't have food. They have to do something for that people also.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I don't have the answer to that question, but that's a very good point. Okay, thank you. And the questions have been pouring in. So audience, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Now, several of them, I think he's answered them with the way he's been sharing. So Rosalind said, does that mean that you think China has not been truthful with the information they've been sharing? I think you agree with that? Rosalind wants to know, you think China has not been truthful?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so Rosalind, I think that's a yes/no question, and he said yes. Juliana asked the question about the evidence that there's been a crime against humanity.
Yes.
I think the evidence you shared is part of what you think constitutes a crime against humanity, or is there more?
Yes.
Yes. So the evidence you shared answers that question, right?
Yes, I share it.
All right, thank you. Armando was asking, if you successfully win this case, so if you win one of these cases, do you get something? Is there going to be compensation to you? Or what could be a positive, what could happen if you win one of these cases?
Now, the most important, I opened this case for humanity, for justice, for the world. I opened the mind to people. That is, you know, one time and one day we will see this case will go too much up, because this is international crime against the humanity. This is not only my problem. This problem for all the world, and they have to pay for this. If we don't do this today, tomorrow the future generation will be very dangerous conditions. Who will stop that, people? Who will stop the, okay, the China is biggest economy, that is great. They are second, the biggest economy, they are strong, that is great. But this not the means they will kill us, or they will send this virus, or they don't protect the world. They have to protect the world. From the Chinese, if you see from where coming the reach this part, of course with many countries they do business, they make money, that is great. We are not against this, but we are against why they don't protect the world, why they protect all life, why they don't for that. If they don't have any problem in first day, why they don't open the door to world? They invite, they say let's come research. We don't have any problem. This is natural. We don't do anything. We don't do secret anything for that. Why?
Yes, there are lots of powerful questions. Now, what Armando wanted to know is, if you win, if the court says Mehmet Bey is correct, China is wrong, is there going to be compensation for you or for someone? Is anybody going to get, can the court award any kind of compensation, or can they make any kind of demand or instruction for China? What can come out if you win?
You know, I believe that we will win this case. We will win this case because we are right. We give very strong proof to court for that case also. And this is the first case on the world. This is the first criminal case on the world also. As you know, after me, in many people, they open new case about.
Yes, we've seen that. Yes.
Coming from many people now, they start open. They have to open.
Yes.
Because they lost life, they lost the economy, they lost business.
Okay. But since you are a lawyer, I want to persist to ask you, from a legal perspective, what can the court ask China to do if you win? So can the court say, okay, China, you have to pay Mehmet Bey, I don't know, legal fees, or you have to pay Mehmet Bey compensation? Can the court do anything like this?
No, not like this. This is criminal case. This is not economical case. This is not. That is criminal issues case.
Okay, so they can just say guilty or not guilty, right?
Yes, as you know, Sudan President al-Bashir, before that, the International Criminal Court, they take decision arrest to President of Sudan.
Yes.
The new government, they accept, give the old president to International Criminal Court.
Yes.
And is not member of the international
ICC.
They are not a member for that. Why? Because there is against humanity crimes for that.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So what I understand is this is a criminal case, not a civil case. So there's not going to be like a compensation to pay money to you if you win. They would just say, okay, you've won, they're guilty. And I guess there would be some kind of sanction or maybe a custodial sentence for someone.
Yeah, now, you know, yes, actually in America, USA, they opened the case 20 trillion USD, the case to China also. They opened it like that. Also in Egypt, lawyer, he opened the 10 trillion USD the case about the money issues because they lost the economy, they lost the business, and country, they lost many huge big money, big economical crisis, many things. Will coming many cases. That
Okay.
is not possible we stop in one case. But
Okay.
my case is different. My case only for humanity.
Only for humanity. All right. So let me ask you on that question. Armando is asking, from your perspective, what do you consider justice for this? Because again, you said your case is about for humanity. So what would you like to see as justice? If China says, you know what, Mehmet Kalkan, you are right. We were wrong. What would you like them to do as a result?
You know what is the result for this case? I want to show the world, we are in the global life. We are not in the one life. We are not live only in our country. Now, some small things affect everybody.
Yes.
That is, if the means this case, when I open it, I show the people we are strong for that. Because if there is justice, you have power.
Yes.
You have to do. You cannot wait. For why I wait for that case? Already 4,000 people they died. They lost many business. The people is going. They have.
Your audio is going. Let's just pause. Who's making those sounds? Ah, sorry, I think that was somebody else. All right. Are we good now? Everybody's mic is mute?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. All right, Mehmet, you have the mic. Please finish what you were saying.
Yes. I'm not against China. Again, I want to say, I'm not against China. I am against who is the responsibility about this virus, why they secret this information from all the world, why they don't take serious, and why they don't help on the time the world.
Okay.
And, you know, World Health Organization, this virus start January.
Yeah.
To legal official explanation. But as we know, the start in the September or October the time. We know that one also.
Yes.
I have a question. That is great. They opened the case about World Health Organization now. They want independent research. They will check the World Health Organization. They have responsibility or they don't have responsibility. Why after 5 months they open this case? Why on the time they don't open? Already passed 5 months. And
yeah.
Died. Why they wait? Who they wait?
All right. So listening to you, for you, justice would be a sense of acceptance of the fact that we are not alone. We don't live in an isolated world. We live in a connected world. So there should be acknowledgement of this. For you, justice would be everybody behaving like this. So which means if there is a threat, like a potential virus, people should share that information with everyone to protect everyone. So for you, if we have that kind of acknowledgement and behavior change, this is the kind of justice that you want to see. Is that correct, Mehmet Bey?
Yes, of course.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, audience. You're driving a great conversation, as usual. Thank you for coming, Joke, and thank you as well. Even my mother is here. Thank you, Mom, for joining. Technopop 2F. We'd love to give you a shout out, so please give us your real name and we can give you a proper shout out. Thank you for joining. Adem, you've been quiet, Adem. You've been here for some time. Please post the question, Adem, so we can ask it as well. All right, lots of great questions that we have. Juliana wants to know, do you believe that the WHO can share some responsibility for the notification of how serious this situation is? What is your take on that?
Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure for that. But this is not my business part. This is the international independent group. They will check, they will research everything. And I believe that they will give clear information to all the world, because also they have responsibility about that. They have to work serious, and they have to check everything, and they have to share all information with world. If we think WHO have responsibility, this means China also have responsibility.
Fair point. Fair
Yes.
point. Fair point. All right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions that are related, asked by different people, but the questions are all similar. So let's start with Rosalind wants to know, is there any cost involved in this process that you're doing? And if there's any cost, how are you funding the cost? I just want to state another question. Josue is asking, are you receiving any kind of support, formal or informal, from other activists or other organizations? I guess maybe for some of these costs. So can you tell us?
The cost only my time. There is no more cost.
Okay, so you don't have to pay to file a case?
No, that is small issues. That is no problem. Of course, we pay, but it is not big.
It's
cost.
not big amounts.
Yeah, there's not big. Of course, believe that many people and from many countries, they call me, they send me message, and also they give comment in the internet in some too much things. Not only in my country, in many different countries, from Africa, from Italy, from Spain, from other countries.
Okay, so right now the main cost is your time, and you're giving your time. Then you said there's some smaller costs, but they're not too big. You're paying for the small cost by yourself.
There is no cost for humanity.
No cost for humanity. All right, love it. Thank you. Now, in terms of Josue's question, you're getting moral support, I would say, from other activists and organizations. People are supporting you. Okay, now there's two other questions I see that are similar. Rosalind wants to know, what help or assistance do you actually need at this moment? And then Josue, before you answer that, because I think it's connected, Josue is asking, in your perspective, how can normal citizens, people like us, how can normal people intervene and support in an issue like this? So I think these questions are related. What help do you need, and what can everybody do?
Yes, that is great. The case already in process in ICC. Already we start the process. If people, they want help, if they want support about that also, of course they can send the letter like me, the ICC.
Okay.
They can write my case name also.
Okay.
They can write about that, and they in the court they will collect the same case. This support letter is very important, because we have to give something to criminal court. They see the people, the world, they interest. It is very important, the case on the world.
Okay, brilliant. So you got a very specific answer to your question. So he says you can write a support letter. And again, if you want more information about this, we can send you information after. So Mehmet Bey is saying that that's something specific you can do. Now, Mayshri in the chat is saying she also wants to lead a petition. Mayshri, that sounds awesome. So is this a petition in support of Mehmet Bey's case?
Yes.
All right, I think that's, yes, she said yes. All right, awesome. See?
Of course,
you come to shape the world for action, and you get action. So that's very specific. Thank you. Is there any other help or assistance you need at this moment, Mehmet Bey? Or is it mainly support like that?
I don't need anything. I need the people, they interest only with this case. They show the world. That is very important. We open new way for world. We need change the international rules also. We have to think about that, and we have to ask the new world have to be new rules. We cannot go in the same conditions. Today, in many international organizations, they don't do anything. What is the United Nations? What is the International Organization for Labor? What is the another organization? We didn't see too much. We have to ask, we have to push this organization, and we have to arrange new something on the world.
Amazing. All right. So I want to confirm that yes, obviously, for anybody who's doing their best to make the world a better place, you have our support. You definitely have mine. So I think what you're doing is asking questions, right? And so it's very important. There is no kind of good governance, whether it's local or global, without the right for people to ask questions. And so thank you so much. We support really the idea that everybody can hold our leaders to account. And so this is also part of why when you're doing anything powerful, you are welcome to join us and to share. And Mehmet Bey, thank you. You're being very open, and you're taking everyone's question, and you're sharing in a sincere way. Hopefully, maybe we'll also get a guest that represents China or that represents WHO to come in and share.
Perfect. Yes, and I want to say another thing. And now in China, you know, before that, African people are forced to move out of their houses and hotels, claiming that they spread the virus and they face inhuman behaviors. This is not acceptable. All the people around the world should react to this unjust, unlawful, and drastic approach. And you know, the African ambassador, 11 April, they will write letter to China foreign minister for they stop these issues also. We cannot accept this against the African brothers people. We have to stop these things on the world also.
Yes, I think it's very sad. I'm aware of these, the situation. Obviously, I don't have any first-hand information. And if this is true, then of course it is very, very bad. And it has to stop immediately. I couldn't agree more. So thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, there's still time. And before we wrap up, we will do some personal questions. Mehmet Bey has agreed to take any fun personal questions you have for him. I want to, because you've answered many of the questions in the feed. Oh, Rosalind's already started with the personal questions. Rosalind, we'll get to personal questions in a second. I want to maybe use Meshri's question to pivot a little bit. Meshri is asking, how has taking this case affected your business and personal life? Has it affected you personally yet?
My personal yet, yes, effective, positive, because people, they support me. They send me a great message. Of course, not everybody, but usually they support my case. They say, thank you for this support. You open the mind for the world, for that issues also. And another was, and that time, the business is not important. The most important, life right. Now we have to think life right. That is most important.
Yes, thank you so much. Sylvia, I hope he's answered your question right now about how his life is changing. Now, I think on that note, this is not the first time you fight for rights. You've mentioned in your introduction that you worked for the International Organization of Migration.
Yes.
And so from what I understand, from your background, you're also somebody who's very active in work with refugees and I guess internally displaced people.
Yes.
So so basically, of course, as a lawyer, you're used to being active in these kinds of areas, but your work on refugees, where did that come from? When did that start?
As you remember, there was first Gulf War between Iraq and coalition countries, USA, UK, and French countries. Unfortunately, I watched the first Gulf War live because we live in Iraq border. We was very close to the Iraq border.
Yes.
For I saw the war, unfortunately, I was in high school at that time. And around 1.5 million refugees come my country to Turkey. And that time, 1991, after this Gulf War. I met with them at that time. I was in high school. So at that time, when I saw them, they don't have anything. No bread, no food, no blanket, nothing. And I decide I help them, and we registered them, United Nations High Commissioner Refugees Camp. We collect for them food and blanket and some emergency items for that people. I work voluntarily for these people. Then I was working 4 years in International Organization for Migration. So at that time, what we do two programs. One family reunification program,
Okay.
which is the separate the family after war. The second program was voluntary return program. From the European countries, they want come back to Iraq, their country, after the security happened the country. And I do these two programs with IOM when I was working there. Maybe around 10,000 people we process for them these issues. Family reunification and voluntary return program.
Wow. Rosalind's just said, you've been fighting for the betterment of people all of your life. Bless your soul. That's from Rosalind. And I agree.
Yes.
But it sounds like this is something that's been with you since you were young. Now, Kola, forgive me, Kola, I didn't realize your question was for him. Kola wants to know, does the scope of the work that you do related to internally displaced people, for example, does it come to Africa? Does it reach somewhere like northwest of Nigeria? Do you work with refugees and IDPs in other regions and other countries?
Yes, of course. I work for Syrian refugees, Iraq refugees,
Okay.
and also we try for African refugees. We try do something for them also. The refugees is refugees. Refugees is people. We have to know this one. According to United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees report, there is 70 million refugees on the world. There is only 5 million refugees in my country, in Turkey.
Yes.
Yes, the world have to know this. They have to help. Refugee is not another thing. Refugees is like you, like me. They are people also. And I want to remind 1-2 photos about refugees to work again, because that is very important. We cannot that issues. And you know this. You can
yes, we remember this picture. Yes, we remember this. Sad.
Alan Kurdi, and he was with father, and he died in the beach. The father, he was child on the beach. The book about this, his father. Also, that is another. That is this in between Mexican and American borders.
Yes, I remember a father and his child. There was some river with strong currents.
Yes, yes. And after we see these photos, how we don't work for refugees people. The world have to open the world for refugees people. They cannot close the door. That is very important. Yes, that is big problem. We have to help. We have to organize. The rich people, they have to give more money to these refugees people. Not only they think their country, they have to think everybody. These refugees or brother, yes.
Thank you, Mehmet Bey. That is such a really passionate call for action to support refugees. You've also said refugees are people. You want us to see refugees as people. So you must then, when you see countries that are not supporting refugees, I guess you are not happy when you see that.
Of course, the countries take action for refugees people.
And so I guess there's some sensitive topics like, do you think that a host country should help refugee children to have education while they are refugees? What's your take on that?
Yes, because the refugees, they have right this life, take education, business, and like us, they work, they have the family, they take education, and then university all the life. The same with us. They are not different because we have to open this door like our country opened the door for refugees. Around 5 million people on the time in our country. We had them. We tried the best for these refugees people. Also, we want another countries help to refugees. Doesn't matter where, in Africa, in Turkey, in Iraq, in another countries also.
So, Mehmet Bey, and everybody, we're going to come to personal questions soon. Meshri, he's saying that the world has to think beyond borders. I know Mehmet Bey agrees with you. So please, you can start posting personal questions because we're coming there shortly. Now, Mehmet Bey, would you say, because you seem to be so strong in your conviction about refugees, would you say that this conviction came from that first Gulf War, from what you saw?
Yes, yes. In my life, yes. When I was in high school, I met with refugees people. We don't know the refugees people on the time. Yes. When after the Gulf War, they come to my country, usually my city, because we was in the border Turkey between Iraq, 1.5 million refugees came to my country. And we see they don't have anything. Only they take themselves and children and they come to our country because the Saddam Hussein attacked these people the war in the wartime.
So do you remember as a young boy, do you remember how this made you feel when you saw this?
Yes, of course, I feel very bad when I saw this because we don't know these bad conditions is in our life. And when I saw these refugees, I decide I have to help these people. Yes. I cannot sleep, relax. And for that, I organized my friend also. I told them that together we work, we help these people, we have to help these people. We collect many things for these people because they need one bread, food items. They don't have anything, these people, on the time. And we are very happy for that. We have this chance, we have these people, we support, we do many, many voluntary projects for that refugees people.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. I want to caller. I hope I asked your question, so I hope you're happy, caller. Thank you. Shout out. We have also, I saw Sheyi. Where's Sheyi? Sheyi Duro Dollar. Thank you, Sheyi, for joining us. So this is Shape the World. We do shout out, so you can post a shout out. If you're loving the conversation, you can invite people to join us, but please post questions. We're now about to segue to personal questions. But just before we do that, there is a question back to the main topic that we've been discussing. So Morenike, if you see in the Q&A section, has a question. Justice, she says, will be to ban China from producing the vaccine or any medicine for COVID-19 because China cannot be trusted. Now, what do you think? Do you agree that China should not be allowed to produce medicine for COVID-19 as a deterrent? What are your thoughts on this?
For this COVID-19 produce the medical items, as you know, they send many items to another countries. They support or they sell with money, but unfortunately, their items, it was not quality. Some country, they refuse it. They don't use these medical items also. That is, I cannot control that one. This is the international rules. They have to check independent research about these items, okay. Like WHO. They have to take some rules for that. They cannot send which items they want, not quality. You cannot use these items for what?
Okay.
All this damage the people.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, something else, another loose end. Meshri wanted to know, Meshri is the wonderful person who said she'll lead a petition to provide support for your case. Now, she wants to know what the next step is. Are you happy? Is it okay if we connect both of you by email?
Yes, of course.
All right, done. Make sure your question is answered. Thank you. All right, people. We're going to transition to personal questions. Mehmet Bey has agreed to take some personal questions. Please be nice. This segment is supposed to be for us to get to know him a bit more. So you can ask any kind of whether it's his favorite food, his favorite color, education, sports. I can even start. Do you like football?
Yes, I like football. Actually, I was in the football team on the time.
No, really?
Yes, I support the football team because at that time my team was champion in my city. Because,
Wow.
yeah, of course, like everybody, I like too much football. I things also.
I just remembered, I think in Turkish, I'm supposed to say Öyle.
Öyle mi? Yes, öyle mi? And you know the Okacha from your country, I think, Nigeria.
Yes, I think he was he in Fener?
Fenerbahçe, yes, Amokachi.
So which of the teams in the Turkish Super League is your team? Are you able to share?
My team is Trabzonspor.
Trabzon! All right. Excellent. Rosalind wants to know, is he married? Are you married?
Yes, I am married. I have 2 children.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So much.
That is wonderful. Any more personal questions for Mehmet Bey, please? Let me ask you, what do you like to do in your free time? When you have any free time, how do you relax?
Yes, actually, now I start to write the book. When I get the free time, now I start to write the book about my life a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I like watch the international films, international some film like Ray Charles. That is great film. Life is Roberto Benigno. Life is beautiful also.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
Also, there is some good Turkish international film like Neymar. He watched one Turkish film. He told, "I crying like children," because it very effective film. The 7 Koğuştaki, the name of Turkish 7. Koğuştaki Mucize.
Oh, please, you have to type it. Type it so that we can get it. The name of the film. If anybody knows that film, please type it.
Yes, yes. 7. Koğuştaki Mucize. 7. Koğuştaki Mucize. That is great film. I advise everybody, please watch this film also. This cinema film. It is very effective. The Neymar, he explained that one. I crying like children. Because this very
all right, you got the recommendation right here, and you guys are wonderful. The questions are coming in. Sylvia wants to know, what's the last book you read, or at least the last book you remember reading?
Yes. 21 center and 21 lesson. Yuval Noah Harari.
Yes.
Harari, yes, as you know, the Harari book. And I write also the Dostoevsky book.
Which one? Crime and Punishment?
Yeah, Crime and Punishment, that one also.
Ah, nice.
Yes, and some, actually I read many books and that time in Corona time, in virus time.
Corona time is good for reading.
Yes, many international books also.
All right, these questions are powerful. Kola wants to know, in life, what are you most grateful for?
Food? Sorry?
Kola wants to know, he put this question in the chat.
Yeah.
In life, what are you most grateful for?
For life, I think we have to think about another people. We are not alone in this world. We have to, this my great things. When I help the people, I am very happy for that. That is for me very, very important. This affect me. Because when I was also in Africa part, we support some people, they're not only refugees at that time. And this thing make me great, actually.
Powerful, thank you. Amanda wants to know, what is your favorite country to visit?
Yes, until today, I visit around 58 countries.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, thanks so much. Yeah, my all countries is nice for me. I like all country. Which country I didn't see is fantastic for me. Doesn't matter which country. I visited like St. Petersburg is nice city. I like too much St. Petersburg. It's very historical, very cultural.
It's a beautiful city. I love that too.
Very very beautiful city. Like London also is nice city, and in I like Kampala in Africa, in Uganda.
Yes.
Very natural, very different also city. And Syria, it is so most beautiful country actually. Unfortunately, after the war, they damaged the country. And also Lebanon, Beirut. Beirut is a city for me.
Yes,
I like,
I've been there too. I love Beirut as well.
yes, I like I like all countries actually. For me, it's okay.
Josue wants to know: have you been to Portugal?
No, not yet, unfortunately.
Oh, I think you have an invitation soon.
I met European countries, but Portugal not yet, unfortunately. I hope after coronavirus I will visit the Portugal also.
All right, awesome. So what we're going to do now, if you have any more questions, we can still take a couple. Please post them. Mehmet Bey, I will come to you in just a few seconds to ask you to share any closing remarks, any closing thoughts that you want to share with the audience. You have about 1 minute to collect your thoughts, to think about what you want to share. In the meantime, I want to say thank you so much to the Shape the World audience. You can see we've had another powerful, deep conversation, and you've been driving. So thank you. If you're a regular, like Maishri is, you know how this works. So thank you. Please bring some more people on. If you're a first timer, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again next time. And if you love anything that UPG does, then why don't you join us? Being a member of UPG is completely free.
Yes.
And I'll post a link in the chat. So check us out. If you know anybody, whether they speak English or not, English is not required. If you know anybody who's obsessed with making the world a better place, please invite them to join UPG. It is free if you want to be a member. So I'll post the link in the chat. Mehmet Bey, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So you have the mic. What kind of closing thoughts do you want to share with the audience?
Yes. First of all, thanks so much for this great opportunity. Firstly, I would like to state that the world is in midst of an inevitable change. It is clear that the world will not continue with the old order. People and concepts will become much more important. I wish this case to be an initiator of the change in the world. Also, as the estimated Nelson Mandela said, I can't set my mind free of a dream of a democratic and free society where all people live in harmony and have equal rights. I hope this dream becomes reality in all around the world, and I wish peaceful, healthy days to all communities of the world.
Powerful. Çok teşekkür ederim. Mehmet Bey, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your courage, for the work that you are doing. Thank you for your courage for being open to a Shape the World conversation where any question is possible. And you've answered these questions with such sincerity and passion that you can see the response in the chat. People love this. So thank you so much. Everybody else, thank you for your time. This video will be live shortly. So you will get an email with a link so you can watch the video. Please share it with anybody you think would be interested. And please join us again so that together we can shape the world. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mehmet Bey.
Thanks so much. Thanks. Hello to all world. Take care. See you again. Thanks so much.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.